Hello viewers, it's EduMath Hub. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down combination, permutation and combination. That's basically the topic. But in this video, we're focusing on combination. If this topic has been a little bit confusing to you, this is the end. After this video, I'm going to show you that you're going to gain a lot and you understand everything about combination. So let's start real quick. So when you hear combination, the word that should come to your mind is selection. So combination and selection have the same meaning. Now, bearing that in mind, when you have a group of letters like A, B, C, D, and you have to select groups of twos, like two letters from each of them. So you're going to have something like this. You have A, B, C, D, and you are told to just pick two. So you can start with the first one. So since you're picking, that means you're making a choice. That's selection, which is combination. So you pick A and B. I'm just picking two twos now. Just two. So I'll pick A and B like this. So that's A, B. So I'm going to pick A and C, that will be AC. And I'm going to pick A and D, that will be AD. So this is a selection. You can see each of them has just two letters. Then you can also start with B. B, C, B, D. Take note that AB is the same thing as BA. Once you have done AB, no point doing BA because they are the same thing. You're just selecting. You're not concerned about the order or the arrangement. Your own is just to choose. So once you choose AB, that means you've already chosen A and B. So there's no point doing BA. The same thing with AC. AC is the same as CA. So in combination, order does not matter. The arrangement does not matter. So BA is the same thing as AB. Take note of that. Then combination also means selection, like I said earlier. Then combination has a formula. The formula of combination is what you have right here. So combination can be written like this. This is the combination formula here. Very, very important formula. This is the formula you're going to be using throughout this course. Now, N here means the number of data that you have, the number of things you are selecting from. That is N. While arrow here means the things that you want to select. From the given data. So if you have 5 things and you want to pick just 3, then that means N is 5. That will be 5C3. 5C3 means you have 5 things, you want to pick just 3 out of it. That's mean of 5C3. Why 6C2 means you have 6 objects, you want to pick 2 out of it. So you can see from the example here, you have been asked that in how many ways can 5 books be selected from 8 different books. So if you want to solve this question, you have to write it like this. So N is 8, Y arrow is 5. To solve this, use the combination formula. That will be 8C5, which will be 8 factorial. You subtract this 2. That will give you 3 factorial times 5 factorial. So you solve this, just break down 8 factorial, let it end at 5 factorial. So that will be 8 times 7 times 6 times 5. Stop at that 5. The reason why you're stopping there is because there's 5 factorial at the bottom part. So the later cancel out. Then 3 factorial times 5 factorial. So you can see that these 2 can cancel out. Now 3 factorial means 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. So this 3 factorial can cancel this 6. So the final number you're going to have is 8 times 7. So 8 times 7 is just 56. So that means you have 56 ways of choosing 5 books from 8 books. So that's how this answer was obtained. So I hope you understand that part. So let's check something else. Now let's look at this example from here. As you can see, I told that a sports committee at the local hospital consists of 5 members. 5 members. That's everybody in the sports committee. There are 5. Now, since out of these 5 members, a new committee is to be selected. So let's get that down first. Total number is 5. So out of these 5 members, a new committee is to be selected, of which 3 members must be women and 2 must be men. So you need 3 women, 2 men. That's the committee that you want. This is what you want. This is your target. Let me just write it as target. This is the committee that you're trying to form from this one. Then how many different committees may be formed if there were originally 5 women and 4 men to select from? So initially there were 5 women. All the women to select from, there are 5. So you can say NW, number of women in set W is 5. Number of men is 4. So very simple. You need 3 women, Abby. You need 3 women from 5 women. So that will be 5C3 times. You need 2 men from 4 men. That will be 4C2. So if you solve this, you just get your answer straight up. Now this thing can be solved with calculator. If you are doing OBJ, there's a button on your calculator that looks like this, NCR. You can actually use it to solve combination questions. Just press it 5C3. Just the N here is 5, the R is 3. Just press it 5C3 and press equals to give you your answer straight up. So it's useful for OBJ questions, but in the absence of calculator, you can work it with your hand. So this will be 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 3, 2 factorial times 3 factorial times, this will be 4 factorial, 4 minus 2, 2 factorial, 2 factorial. So just solve this. So 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3. Let's stop there. This will be 2 factorial times, we have 3 factorial at the bottom part here. Then 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 factorial. We also have 2 factorial here, 2 factorial. So this one will cancel out like this. 2 factorial means 2. So 2 here 1. So 2 here 1. So I'll give you 2. So everything here is 6. Everything on this side is 6. Then this one will cancel. This one will cancel. So give you 2. 2 times 5, 10. So you have 10 times 6. The answer is 60. So that will be 60 ways of picking that committee. So for this next question, we are told that in how many ways can 5 basketball players be selected from 12? So you have 12 players. You want to pick 5. That's 12C5. 12C5. So 12C5 means 12 factorial over 12 minus 5 will give you 7 factorial. Then you have 5 factorial. Now I'm going to be using calculator to make it fast. So 12C5, if you evaluate that on your calculator, you're going to get 792. So there are 792 ways of picking 5 players from 12 players. Okay, now let's take the next one. The next one is a tennis club has 20 members, as you can see from here. A tennis club has 20 members. In how many ways can a committee of 3 be selected? So that means you have 20 people. You want to pick just 3. So the answer will just be 20C3. Now use your calculator. Just press 20C3. You will get 1140. That's 20C3. So that means there are 1140 ways of picking 3 people from 20 members. So for the B part, in how many ways can this be done if the captain must be on the committee? So the captain is the leader of the committee, and we are told that he must be on the committee. So that means he has already been selected. Since you need just 3 people and you've already chosen the captain, that means you need 2 other people to make the committee complete. So the captain is already chosen. That's one person is already chosen. So you can just say 1C1. 1C1 means that you want to select only one person. So there's only one way of doing that. You have one person. You want to select only one person. So there's only one way. So the captain has been chosen. That's 1C1. So that means you need 2 other people. Now, since the captain has been chosen out of 20, that means there will be 19 people left. So out of that 19, you want to choose 2. So that will be 19C2. The reason why it's 19 is because you have already chosen the captain. So just press 19C2. It will give you 171. So the answer is 171. There are 171 ways of choosing that committee since the captain has already been selected. Then we also have a very important question here. We are told that a committee of 3 men and 2 women is to be chosen from 7 men and 5 women. So let's check the number of men we have first. So the number of men, which is NM, number of men in set M is 7. Number of women, consider is 5. But what you want to in the committee, what you actually want is 3 men. We want 3 men to be there and 2 women to be there. These are our targets. Okay, now between these 12 people, the total is 12, right? As you can see, 7 plus 5 is 12. There's a husband and a wife. So in how many ways can the committee be chosen if it must contain either the wife or the husband, but not both? So you don't want the husband and the wife to be in this committee. Like if the man is already among these guys, like 3 men, and the husband is here, the wife must not be here. It must be 2 different women. And if the wife is here, then the husband should not be here. So look at how to do it. It's very simple. The way to do it, let's start with the man first. Let's assume you have chosen the man. So if you have chosen the man, that means the woman cannot be here, don't forget. So if the man is selected, that's 1C1. You have already chosen the man. That one is compulsory. The man has been chosen. So since the man has been chosen, the woman cannot be there again. So that means the total number of women now will drop to 4. That will be 5 minus 1. That will give you 4. Number of women now is now 4. So I've already chosen one man from here, the husband. I've already chosen the husband. So I've already removed one from here. That means I need 2 men. I need to form 2 men. So since I've chosen the husband, this one now will become 6. Okay, I'm following. So 1C1 times, this is the husband here that has been chosen. So I need 2 men now. Because the husband has been chosen. That's 1 man. To make it 3, I need 2 men. So I'll come to these 6 men and pick 2. That's 6C2. Okay. Then times. Now go to the women now. I need those 2 women. So the number of women are 4. So 4C2. The wife is not included. I hope you understand. So that's the first way it can be. The second way is if I'm choosing the woman first, like the wife first. So it will be the opposite of this one. So if you're picking the wife first, that will be 1C1. I've already chosen the wife. The wife is already selected. Then times. Now, don't forget that the number of women are 5. As you can see from here. Number of women are 5. And I've already chosen 1 woman. Okay. That means number of women left will be 4. So I've chosen 1 woman. I need 1 more woman to make it complete. I've chosen the wife. I need 1 more woman to make it complete. But now the number of women are 4. So that will be 4C1. So this is the wife. This is the 1 person from the rest of the women. Okay. Then times. So I'm choosing the men now. So I need 3 men. Don't forget that the husband cannot be there. So I'll just remove the husband. The husband will be removed from here. So from this number of men, which is initially 7, I've removed the husband. So there will be 6 now. So out of that 6, I'll just pick 3 men from there. The husband cannot be there once the wife is there. So this will be 6C3. So you just break this down. So you can easily evaluate this using your calculator. So don't bother about 1C1 because 1C1 is the same thing as 1. So when you press 6C2, you will get 15 times. Now, when you press 4C2, you will get, don't give you 6. 1C1 is 1, can ignore that. 4C1 will give you 4. Then here is 3. 6C3 will give you 20. So at the end of the day, you have 90 plus 80, which is 170. So there are 170 ways of picking that committee. Okay, so I hope you understand. So for this next section, we'll be taking some very important questions on combination. So this will generally explain the basic concepts to you. So let's follow up with the first one. So for number 3 here, you have in how many ways can 3 red, 4 blue balls. So 3 red, 4 blue balls, and 5 white. Selected from 5 red, 5 blue, and 7 white. So just pick it up direct. It's very straight up. So you have 5 red, and you want to pick 3 red. That's 5C3. Don't waste your time. 5C3 times. You have 4 blue out of 5 blue. That's 5C4. This will give you 5C4 times. In the last one, you have 7 whites. You want to pick 5 whites. So 7C5. So 5C3, you press it, you get 10. 5C4 will give you 5. Then 7C5 will give you 21. So just times everything together, you will get 1050. So those are the number of ways. So the answer for this first one is 1050. Okay. The next one is, in how many ways can 8 objects be divided into 2 groups of 4? So you have 8 objects. You want to split them into 2 groups of 4. So let's assume the objects are A, B, and put H. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's complete now. So you want to split them into a group of 4. So you want to have something like A, B, C, D, then E, F, G, H. You can see this one group on this another group, and both of them have 4 members each. So this is very straightforward. You can do it like this. That means you have 8 things. Once you can pick 4, separate 4 out of it, then that means you have 4 on the other side. So what they are trying to tell you is that just pick 4. Once you pick 4, then 4 will be on the other side. So that will be 8C4 only. Just do 8C4. So if you do 8C4, just the calculator, press 8C4 on your calculator straight up. You're going to get 70 as the answer. So that will be 70 ways of picking that. Now for number 5, a cricket training squad consists of 4 bowlers, 8 batsmen, 2 wicket keepers, and 4 fielders. From this squad, a group of 11 players is to be selected. So in how many ways can this be done? If the team must contain this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. So look at how to do it. Just go and check how many you have and how many you want. It's very straight up. So this is, you need 11 players. These are the 11 players. And you are picking from these guys here. So the first one is, you should have 3 bowlers. And you have 4 bowlers initially. So that will be 4C3. So you need 4C3. That's the first one. Then you should also have 5 batsmen out of 8 batsmen. So that will be 8C5. 8C5 times. Then you should have 1 wicket player out of 2. That will be 2C1. Then lastly, times. You should have 2 feeders out of 4. 4C2. So 4C3 will give you 4. 8C5, if you press it, it is 56. 2C1 is the same thing as 2. Then 4C2, 6. Then you just times all this together, give you 2688. So that's the answer to that question. The class consists of 12 boys, of whom 5 are prefects. How many committee of 8 can be formed if the committee is to have 3 prefects and at least 5 prefects? So look at how to solve it. How many people are in the class? There are initially 12. Then 5 are prefects. If 5 of them are prefects, that means 7 of them are not prefects. Okay, so let's put it like this. Let's write NP. NP are the prefects. There are 5. Let me use NP to represent non-prefects. So non-prefects, there will be 7. So the total of all of them is 12. So let's say you pick a committee of 8. And the committee should have 3 prefects. So committee of 8. So the committee should be 8 people. And you want to have 3 prefects. So this is how it's going to be. It means you should have 3 prefects plus, then you should have 5 non-prefects. That's the meaning. So for you to make 8, you have to have 3 prefects and 5 non-prefects. The non-prefects are actually 7. The prefects are 5. So I need 3 prefects now. So that will be 5C3 times. Then I need 5 non-prefects out of 7. That will be 7C5. So I'm just going to press this out. 5C3 will give me 10. So this will be 10 times. Now 7C1 will give 7C5. Sorry, 7C5 will give me 21. So 21 times 10 will give me 210. So that's the first answer to that first one. Now for the second part, they are told that you should have at least 3 prefects. There should be at least 3 prefects. Now at least means you should have 3, 4, 5, as in 3 upwards. Okay. Now just look at what you have here. Your total should be 8, don't forget. So you should have 3 prefects, at least 3. So it's either you have, let me start with the maximum first. You have 5 prefects. So either you have 5 prefects and 3 non-prefects. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Or you have 4 prefects and 4 non-prefects. Total must always give you 8. You can see 5 plus 3, 8. 4 plus 4, 8. because you have to have 8 in the committee. Then you should have 3 prefects and 5 non-prefects. So this is the only way that it can be. You cannot be 2 prefects. You cannot have 2 prefects because you are told that it should be at least 3. At least 3 means 3 and above. So this is the number of arrangements that you can have. So just going to break this down in terms of combination. Don't forget that there are 5 prefects. So the first one will be, you have 5 prefects. You want to choose 5. There's only one way of doing it. Since all of them are already 5, and you want to pick 5 of them, you just say, okay, all of you just come. So that will be 5C5. 5C5 is the same thing as 1. Then the next one is, you have 7 non-prefects. So that will be 7C3. Then come to this one. You have 5 prefects. You want to pick 4. That will be 5C4 times. Then there are actually 7 non-prefects. You want to pick 4. That will be 7C4. Okay, for this one here, there are 5 prefects. You want to pick 3. That will be 5C3. Then this next one here, there are 5 non-prefects. There are 7 non-prefects. You want to pick 5. 7C5. So just use your calculator and straighten this up. So 7C3 is the same thing as 35 here. So 7C3 is 35. So 35 times 1, that will give me 35. Okay, 5C4 is the same thing as 5. And 7C4 is 35. 5C3 give me 10. Then 7C5 give me 21. So at the end of the day, you're just going to add all your answers. This will be 35. 5 times 35 will give me 175. This one will be 210. So I'm going to add all these answers together. 420. The answer is 420. That means there are 420 ways of picking at least 3 prefects. 7 is, in how many ways can 3 boys and 2 girls be arranged in a row if a selection is made from 6 boys and 5 girls? So this is, anytime you see something arranged in a row, arrangement has to do with permutation. It is not selection, okay? But the first thing to do in this case, you have to select the boys first. Since there are 6 boys and you want to pick 3. So you need to select them first. That will be 6C3. I'm picking the boys I want to arrange. Then the next one is, there are 5 girls. I want to arrange 2 of them. So that will be 5C2. So 5C2. So if you press 5C2, 5C2 is 10. While your 6C3 is 20. So this will give me 200. So there are 200 ways of selecting them. But what about the arrangement? Now the arrangement is, you're arranging 5 people, right? Since you're arranging 5 people, it will be, you have 5 things like A, B, C, D, E, and you want to arrange them. The arrangement is factorial, 5 factorial. You don't really care about the order. Just arrange them on a straight line. If you do 5 factorial, you get 120. Okay, so you now multiply these 2 answers together. 120 times 200 ways of selecting them. So 120 times 200 will give you 24,000. So arrangement times selection. That's the formula for this kind of question. So move to number 8 here. As you can see, we are told that if n3, that's n combination 3, is equals to 56, we have to show that this expression is equals to 0. So when you break down n combination 3 equals to 56, if you break it down, you're going to get this equation here. That's what this statement is saying. So you have to find the value of n. So look at how to do it here. You have n3 minus 336 equals to 0. The first thing to do, you can use factorization method, but just to make it faster, take this 336 to this side here. So it will look like this. Next step is just try to factorize this one here. You can see n is common to every term there. So bring your n out. It should be n squared. And the next one is to factorize this inner expression here. You can see that the product term is 2. So you need 2 numbers that if you add or subtract, you're going to get minus 3. And if you times them, you're going to get 2. So those numbers are minus 2 and minus 1. Because minus 2 minus 1, if you add it, you're going to get minus 3. And if you times it, you will get plus 2. So the factorization of this part becomes very easy. So you can just do it like this: n into n minus 2 n minus 1. That's factorization of that part. Everything gives you 336. So let me just rearrange this part and bring this one forward here. So n minus 1 n minus 2. So in this part it is already easy. Just break 336 down. Let's look at what we can multiply that can give us 336. So 336, if you divide that by 3, you're going to get 112. So that means that 3 times 112 will give us 336. But this 112 can also be broken down. 112 divided by 2 is 56, right? So that means 56 times 2. That's also 336. Then 56 itself is 8 times 7. So that will be 3 times 8 times 7 times 6. Sorry, times 2. So let's just bring these two guys together. So that will be 6 times 8 times 7. So that means 336 is the same thing as 6 times 8 times 7. Let's put the 8 in front because it is bigger. So you have 8 times, then let's put 7, then followed by the smallest one. So you can see that you can write 336 as 8 times 7 times 6. Just bring it up here and write it like this. So instead of writing 336, just write 8 times 7 times 6. So if you compare both sides, you see that this n here is standing as 8. Why? Because 8 minus 1 is 7, which is the value here. This same 8 minus 2 is 6, which is also the value here. So that means n is equals to 8. N is standing as 8. So move to number 9 now. So in how many ways can a jury of 12, that's our target, be selected from 9 men and 6 women, so that there are at least 6 men and 4 women? So do it like this. Target is 12, right? Target is 12. That's why everybody should be in the committee. But they said that number of women there should not be more than 4. So the maximum number of women you can have is 4. Okay. Then the number of men is 9, as you can see. So when the number of women is 4, the number of men should be 8, because the total should be 12, as you can see. Total is 12. That's our target. Okay. Then since they said no more than 4 women, that means you can also have 3 women too. So if the number of women becomes 3, then the number of men to make it 12 should be 9 men. Then you can also have 2 women and the number of men should be 10 to make it 12. But you see that this option is not possible because you cannot have 10 men. The maximum that you have in that question is 9 men. So these are only the 2 ways you can have it. So you just do these combinations, then add the 2 answers together. So let's start with the first one, 8 men. So we have 9 men initially, and you want to pick 8. So you have 9C8, okay, times. Then 4 women, you want to pick 6 women, you want to pick 4. That will be 6C4. That's the first way. For these 9 men, you have 9C9 times 6 women, you want to pick 3, 6C3. Now you just break these 2 answers and get your answer. 9C8 is 9, 6C4 is 15, equals to, then 9C9, it means that you have 9 men and you want to pick those 9 men. There's only one way of doing it. So 9C9 is 1 times 6C3 is 20. So if you solve this out, you will get 9 times 15 is 135, and this one will give you 20. So just add it together, you get 155. So that's the total arrangement you can have. So the answer to that question is 155. For number 10, you have to show that n plus 1 combination 3 minus n minus 1 combination 3 is equals to n minus 1 squared. And if that's true, you should prove this. Okay, now look at how to do it here. Don't forget that n plus 1 3 is the same thing as n plus 1 combination 3. So you can write this whole expression like this here. So you can see it here. This is another way of writing it. So your focus is just on this left hand side. So using the formula of combination, you can just write this like this: n plus 1 factorial divided by, then you're going to subtract these 2. That will be n plus 1 minus 3, which will give you n minus 2. That will be n minus 2 factorial, then you have 3 factorial. So that's the first part. So the next part is this one here. So you have n minus 1 factorial divided by, then you subtract these 2, that's n minus 1 minus 3. That will give you n minus 4 factorial, then 3 factorial. So once you have it like this, don't stress yourself. Just break down this top part to end in n minus 2 factorial, so they can later cancel out. So n plus 1 factorial, you have n plus 1 first. They keep on subtracting 1, 1, 1 from it. So this one will be n plus 1 minus 1. That will give you n. N minus 1, that will give you n minus 1. N minus 1. Then n minus 1 minus 1, that will give you n minus 2 factorial. So you stop at that point. Then divided by the bottom part, which is n minus 2 factorial, 3 factorial. So you can see that these two parts are the same. That's what you're actually targeting. Then do the same thing for the other one. So this one becomes to this one here. 3 factorial is the same thing as 6, don't forget. Then for this other part here, this one will cancel out like this. So for this one, you're just going to have n plus 1. Let me start with n plus 1. N plus 1. Then you have n, then n minus 1. Then 3 factorial is 6. Minus. Then come to this other one here. Just avoid these 3 parts there. So n minus 1. N minus 2, n minus 3, everything is over 6, because 3 factorial is 6. So if you look at it very well, you see that the bottom part is the same, 6, 6. So you can just pick only one of them. So when you pick only one of them, you just work on the numerators. So you just have n, okay, which is the first one, n plus 1, n minus 1, okay. Then minus n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. Then everything will just be over 6 for everything like this. From this stage, you see that n minus 1 is here, n minus 1 is also here. So you can actually pick out that n minus 1. You can bring it out, you can factorize it out, so you have n minus 1. If n minus 1 comes out, you're going to have only these 2 in this place. So you have n into n plus 1. Then minus, if n minus 1 leaves these guys here, it will remain these 2. That will be n minus 2, n minus 3. Don't forget that the bottom is still over 6. Over 6 is still there. Okay, so over 6. Then you just need to expand these guys inside. Expand them and collect like terms and simplify it. If you do it, you will get n minus 1, which is what is outside here. This one here. Then expand this one, you get n squared plus n minus. If you expand this one, you're going to get n squared minus 5n plus 6. So I don't want to put this over 6 underneath it, so it will not look too confusing. So then just leave it like this. So n minus 1, n squared plus n. By the time you open this bracket, you have n squared minus times minus to give you plus n squared plus 5n, then minus 6. So let me now put the over 6 now. So collect the like terms, these two will cancel like this, as you can see. So you have n minus 1, n plus 5n, that will give you 6n, right? That will give you 6n, then this minus 6 that is here. So everything is still over 6. So you can factorize this part here. N minus 1, 6 is common, you can bring out the 6. This will be n minus 1. So I'm dividing it by 6 again. So this 6 will cancel this 6. End of the day, you have n minus 1, n minus 1. As you can see from here, n minus 1, n minus 1. I'm calling twice. which will just give you a minus 1 squared. So that whole thing is the same thing as a minus 1 squared. And see, that's the confirmation there. So you have proven that part. But we are not able to find n if this whole thing is equals to 16. But you know that this whole thing here is the same thing as n minus 1 squared. So that means you're just equating n minus 1 squared to 16. That's the meaning of this thing here. So just do n minus 1 squared, you're equating to 16. N minus 1 squared equals to 16. So if you have this, the next step is to just do the square root of both sides. So n minus 1 will give square root of 16. N minus 1 will give you 4. Then n will be 5. So that means the value of n is 5. So that's how to find the value of n in this question. So you can see that the value of n here is 5. So I hope you now understand the basic concepts of combination. Okay, check out the next video on your screen, which will help you to understand the basic concept of set theory. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys there. Take care of yourself. Remain blessed. Peace.